Knicks Pacers series. This series has been pretty good, and it's the last series before the NBA Finals, which is crazy that the finals are really close with the Thunder making it to the next round. But we are still awaiting the Eastern Conference Finals winner. Will it be the Knicks or the Pacers? So the Knicks just won Game 5, and I just want to talk about how the Knicks could somehow come back from down 3-1. I actually think that they found maybe a solid blueprint to beat the Pacers, and we'll talk about all of that. But first, let's talk about the series in general before Game 5. Game 1, Knicks choke that big lead in the fourth quarter with that Aaron Nesmith game hitting so many threes. Tyrese Halliburton doing the choke. That was a very entertaining game. So the Pacers take Game 1. And then Game 2, like, that Game 1 was very winnable for the Knicks. Game 2 also kind of. Pascal Siakam went crazy that game. 39 points. And the Pacers, it was a close game, but the Pacers came out on top after the Knicks made a late run, but the Pacers got finished the work. Then Game 3, the Knicks win that one. It was a close game too, but the Knicks win that one. Tough, gritty win. Jalen Brunson, I believe, scored 36, or I'm not sure, but that was a great game. And then 2-1 series. Then the Pacers win Game 4 in a tight game also, but they overtake them, so it was a 3-1 lead, and it thought it was over. But then Game 5, it was the biggest score differential in the series, with the Knicks winning by double digits, which is the only time that the series had a game that went over double digits. But Karl Anthony Towns has definitely been the reason why the Knicks are winning. In the past few games, Cat has really become very aggressive and start to go in the paint a lot more, which has helped the Knicks a lot on their offense. Because previously, like, they will have like Jalen Brunson taking a lot of shots, Cat just standing in the corner or like in the top of the key. But now Cat driving, it opens another level to the game for the Knicks because no one really can guard Cat. Even Miles Turner, who is one of the better shot blockers in the league, cannot guard Cat. They try to put Siakam on him. It has worked somewhat, but also Cat like also could just go over Siakam and score. And then the role players haven't been as good for Indiana. Nemhard has not been good this series. Nesmith, after game 1 and 2, hasn't been too good, although he did tweak his ankles. And then Turner hasn't been as good as well after the first few games. Like the last game, he wasn't that good either. And they did not play Turner that many minutes. He only played 24 minutes, I believe. And then for the Knicks, they have expanded their rotation, which has definitely helped a lot for like conditioning and stuff, because Brunson doesn't need to play as much minutes because Cat is there. Cat and Brunson should not, they like don't play that much often together, which is good because with Cat on the floor and Brunson is kind of a defensive liability, and with Cat, like, you don't really need Brunson and could give Brunson some more rest in like the second, third quarters because Cat can score on his own. Mikal Bridges hitting that midi has been really good, as well as Josh Hart getting those rebounds, offensive rebounds, scoring in the transition, layups, all of that. He's been doing good too. OG has the whole series been solid, and then off the bench they started to play more players. Deuce McBride plays some minutes, and then DeLon Wright and Landry Shamet is also playing some minutes. They're bringing in some good defense, more just depth and better rest for the players, which is, I believe, beneficial because the Pacers also play like 9-10 deep into their rotation as they have a lot of depth. And then Precious Achua even got minutes, and then Mitchell Robinson has been so good because Cat and Robinson together, like, the Pacers are kind of a small team. Without Turner, they don't really play any centers, or just like Mitchell Robinson and Cat can like body the other centers, Thomas Bryant and Tony Bradley. So the Pacers after Turner don't really have a good center, but the Knicks have two good centers getting rebounds and stuff. Cat, Mitchell Robinson, and Josh Hart get a lot of rebounds as well. So like that has been helping them. And then their defense on Halliburton, they've been picking up full court more often. They have been guarding him really well. I watched last game. He did a lot of shot fakes that he was about to shoot the ball, but then saw a defender and he like went back, tried to drive, couldn't really drive, then pass it out. Like a lot of shots he could have taken in like the previous games he didn't take because of the good defense of New York. He only took 7 shots and only had 8 points. Not really a good game for Halliburton after that insane triple double he had in game 4, which led them to a victory. And then just the role players weren't that good too. But my prediction is that Indiana will win in 7 games. I feel like New York maybe can get one more win, but I feel like at the end, Indiana will win either in 6 or 7 because that's a really bad game for them, but they will adjust. I believe Halliburton, as an offensive player, scoring is also really lethal. And then Siakam has been really good this series besides last game. And he is definitely a player who could get hot, especially in the mid-range, shooting those shots. Like, the Knicks don't really have a player to guard Siakam. So they need better from the role players as well. But this series is definitely still here, and it's close, really close. It will be crazy if New York comes back from 3-1, wins the series, and it goes to the finals against OKC. But, I'm not going to lie, OKC might just win the championship no matter Indiana or Knicks going to the finals because they looked really good. And especially in the game 5, oh my goodness, their defense is insane. Getting so many steals. J-Dub, Casey Wallace, Caruso, even Shea's solid defender. Chet, of course, and Isaiah Hartenstein are great defenders on the low post in the paint. And then, there's not really a weak Lou Dort, of course, I forgot to say. There's not really a weak link in the defense. So it'll be tough for both to score. And then their offense is pretty solid, but their defense is the one that carries. Going back to this series, for the Knicks, they need to continue this defensive intensity. I think that it helps that playing 9 to 10 players is better, like Landry Shamet and DeLon Wright, instead of just playing 7, I think. 8, Cam Payne hasn't really played much, but he did play the first few games. So I feel like that is better for them to up their defensive intensity. Like, even Jalen Brunson was guarding, Cat was guarding, and then McHale and OG were doing good on defense as well. They're pretty solid defenders. I just think that for the Knicks to win, their defense needs to step up because the offense, is going to be there. Jalen Brunson has been really good versus this Indiana defense. Except when Nesmith is guarding him, but even with Nesmith guarding him, he still scores sometimes. Cat, he's been bullying everyone in the paint. All of that stuff. OG has been solid. McHale with their mid-range has been solid. So their defense just needs to step up again the next 2 games, and they could win the series. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching. We're out.